So today for me, it's all about nostalgia. Today we have come to Graffiti Park in Ratchathewi, and I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done in a really long time. So Ratchathewi Graffiti Park is somewhere I've actually spent quite a bit of time, but this is my first time doing this in here. Back during COVID, I actually lived in this neighborhood and everywhere was closed. There was no bars or anything open. So we used to come and drink in this park. It's got a real cool ghetto kind of vibe to it. Look at this. And since all the bars and everything were closed, this was the perfect spot to hang out and drink, safely socially distancing. So the main paint that we've been using for these colors is actually a special paint for graffiti. It's not that toxic chemically, but this black that I'm using is just something from like a cheap hardware store here. This is, you can really smell the chemicals in this one. I don't have a mask. So many moons ago, I was actually quite into graffiti. I was a lot more into the artistic side of it all. I've actually sold works in art exhibitions and things, but it's been a really long time since I've done this. So this morning I got a notification on my phone from Facebook saying 14 years ago today, I painted, and I did it with Sam back in Sydney, Australia. So since Sam is in Bangkok at the moment and staying with me, I thought it'd be an awesome opportunity. Let's come down here and knock the cobwebs off. Well, it's coming together nicely. Just got to put on the finishing touches. It says keis, by the way. I'm sure you can read it. K-E-I-S. It's coming up all right. Well, that was pretty fun. It took about 2 hours all up. I'm hot, sweaty, I feel gross, inhaling that crap the whole time. But I did enjoy it. It's not something I'm going to do regularly at all. It's just fun to do as a one-off thing. Anyway, this video is not entirely about graffiti. It's also about this area that I'm in right now, Ratchathewi. So let me take you for a little tour through here. Well, we timed that well. I've literally just crossed the road and it started pissing down with rain. It's gonna ruin my plans for the afternoon. Love this time of year. So 10 minutes later, the rain is gone and the sun is back out. So I love the feeling of nostalgia. And as I said, I get quite a lot of it here in Ratchathewi. I used to live here when I first moved out to Bangkok. This is actually my first condo just back here. I lived in here back during COVID. I was only here for a few months, but it's interesting that now I've moved out of the city, how much nostalgia I get from being back here. And it's interesting to me how much of an effect living in this place actually had on my future. What this building and this neighborhood represents to me is an exciting time in my life. I just moved out here, I didn't have much money, my YouTube was just starting to take off. I didn't know Bangkok all that well. I was just running around the city every day with Dan, making videos, having an awesome time, and I was finally in a position where I was able to start making money, doing what I loved. Do you have rooms for monthly stay here? Full now? Okay. Well, that was interesting. I just went in to ask them how much it costs to stay in that condo now. Back when I lived there, it was just 10,000 baht for a room. It was during COVID, so it was a little bit cheaper back then. But now for the same room, it is 14,000 baht. So that's a 40% increase. The rooms themselves are small. It's like a little hotel room, basically, the studio. It doesn't have a kitchen or a separate living space. It's just like one little room, probably around 25 meters. It was perfect for me when I first moved out here, but eventually I outgrew it. Then just across the road from where I was living there's a motorbike shop here, and this is where I first saw a Honda Dash. One of the guys in there had one. He actually had two of them. One was always parked out the front, and the other one he would ride to and from work, and I'd see him ripping up and down this street on the two-stroke. And I went and chatted to them one day, asked them all about the bike. I was really fascinated by it, and I fell in love with them from that point. Back during the lockdown, we had all the curfews and restrictions and everything. We couldn't buy alcohol. We couldn't be out after 10 o'clock, I think it was. I think you couldn't buy alcohol after like 9 o'clock or something like that. But there was one of these shops. It wasn't even really a shop. It's just someone's place. And you could buy alcohol through the little gates here like this. So they'd have it open just a crack, and you could go there all hours of the night. I found it because all the bike taxi guys were going there after their shifts or whatever. But these kind of experiences gave me a real sense of community, and I got to know a lot of people in the area because of those weird times back then. So while Sam is off getting his vegetarian whatever he's having for lunch, I've come to an old favorite to get some Korean fried chicken. Thank you. I love this place. Kapungka, thank you. Oh yeah, awesome lunch. I love that place. Solchon in Ratchathewi. Okay, I have one last stop on this nostalgic trip down memory lane. So I've just come for a walk in Lii Park. I love this place. I've spent a lot of time here. It's funny, I don't miss the city at all since I moved away, but I do miss being able to come down here so easily. I used to be down here all the time. I still come quite frequently. Ha ha ha, there's someone here that I've come to see. So I was looking after these kittens. Well, actually, I was looking after the mama since she was a kitten. I come down here quite frequently and I feed them. And there's been a little family here that I was looking after. Two of the boys have grown up and they've gone off to wherever they've gone. And the female, she's stuck close with the mama. But I still love coming down here to see them. Come here. Say hello. Hello. This is by far one of my favorite ways to spend an afternoon.